Hey there, boys and girls. We're back for another video. Here to cover the new Scream movie, which the title alone annoys me. You know what you're getting into when you see that they couldn't even come up with a proper title. So, there was like 30 or 40 people in the theater. It wasn't like one of the busiest opening days like that I've seen, but it's pretty busy, I guess. For a new release, I guess it makes sense. And so the movie, it starts out, it's very early, it's in your face, copying the Matrix, the new Matrix Resurrections movie, like with this weird, what people are calling meta. And basically they're breaking the fourth wall, so to speak. They're self-aware, and they're talking about the movie as if it's a movie. So without spoiling anything, what's going on here is people are now making these films, like they're so lazy that they're actually making the films about themselves. And so in this film, they decided to make the Scream movies, the stories from the previous Scream movies, assuming that they're in real life, right? Like the movie playing it off like it's real life. Well, the Gale character wrote books, and the books turned into movies. So there's actually movies. They're not called Scream, like in the Matrix. They were actually had like the Matrix video games or whatever. This, they actually called it Stab or something. I think it was Stab. And then so they started doing all these references to the movies rather than like the real life events. And it was criticizing them and the sequels and not having enough originality. Hey, we just saw that in this crappy Matrix sequel. So now we're seeing it in a crappy Scream sequel. So they do some talk about, they do some like Star Wars innuendo, and they take a lot of shots at what they call the toxic fandom and things like that. And they don't mention Rian Johnson by name, the director of The Last Jedi, but they mention another movie of his as and the director of that movie, blah, blah, blah. And they call it Stab 8, like Stab 8, which would, I guess, imply Star Wars Episode 8, which is the one that he directed. Well, that one was, of course, a steaming pile of crap, the worst Star Wars film to date. So these two or three people in the movie are criticizing that, and they're essentially trying to be the toxic fan base. And this is going to spoil everything, so I have to be careful how I word this. But like essentially, all those people are wrong, and they're bad, and all the other people that like the films are right, and they're good. And this movie, it really is like so in your face about breaking the fourth wall that like you literally like are rolling your eyes in the theater. And it does, I feel like the ending is very super woke, although they try to like not, this film, they try to hide that at first. They try to hide that through 3/4 of the film. They don't try to be like super woke until like the end. And then the end where everything plays out, then you realize, oh yeah, they're woke. They're woke for sure. This film is 100% woke, and they're really like shoving it in your face, woke. I can't say enough bad things about this film. I really was hoping with the new year we'd be getting into new films and maybe we wouldn't be getting this garbage like this, but ultimately this film literally is taking shots at all those people that hated The Last Jedi for some reason. This isn't your problem. You're making a Scream movie. The Star Wars film should not be your problem, but they're actually doing that where the whole film seems to be, like the play out of the film seems to be dedicated to hating on people who essentially were fans of movies that turned out to be garbage. They were fans of franchises that turned out to be garbage, that they ruined. And they're actually taking shots at those people with this film. It doesn't make any sense. I guess they're trying to cover their tracks because they figured that people would hate this film. Well, now they're going to, because this film spent more time on that than anything else. And something happened in this film, something happened in the audience that I've never seen before, which was amazing. I don't want to talk about this film anymore. It just sucks that bad. It was terrible. It's so in your face with the fourth wall breaking, the meta crap, that forget the film. Don't go see it. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time. If you've got kids out there and they want to go see it, tell them not to. If you've got a cousin that wants to go see it, tell them not to. Say, no, you heard it was crap. This film is so terrible. And at the end, the credits rolled. I have been to several films where the audience broke out into a round of applause. I've been to a documentary where that happened. That's going to happen. Their audiences, like that's your core audience, is going to show up to a documentary, right? Like other people who hate you are not going to show up to see your documentary. So I've seen like a round of applause in a documentary before. Rambo: Last Blood, the final Rambo film to date, presumably the last one ever, but who knows? People clapped for that at the end. Spider-Man: No Way Home, people clapped at the end of that. This film, one lady, she tried her hardest to get the audience to clap. She clapped alone, and she was sitting alone in the row behind me to the other end. And she clapped, and she kept clapping, and she kept clapping, and nobody else chimed in. I mean, if there was one other person in the theater that liked the film, I would think they would have taken the opportunity to clap. Like I said, 30 to 40 people there, nobody went with her. She was clapping alone for like 10 or 15 seconds straight, and it was really awkward. And at some point I muttered like quietly, "You're alone, lady. Nobody else liked it. Sorry." That should put it in perspective. Yes, there's going to be some crazy people out there that love this film, and I think it might be literally 1 out of 30 or 40 people that actually love this film, and the rest of the people are just scratching their heads. What did I just watch? This is one of those films. I don't think it's going to be divisive in the sense that people will love it for the woke garbage. The woke people will love the woke garbage, but everybody else is going to scratch their head at this movie and its fourth wall breaking. And this copy of The Matrix Resurrections, where they're trying to make a real life like movie version of the real life events. And in The Matrix, they did that with the video games, and it's all in your face, and it's weird, and it's awkward. Well, this film drives it home and never stops. It doesn't give it up from start to finish. It's all about these stab films and what happened in those, and the villains, and I don't know that they got all of it right. I felt like this movie was confusing because some of the things they talk about in the stab films, which are based on true stories, aren't exactly what happened in the previous films, I didn't think, from what I remember. But anyway, don't go see it. Don't go see it. If you guys would give this video a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for your views. Have a good day, please, and I will talk to you on the next video.